Say this young Pimp C, know I'm talking about C the Pimp Free. I'm chilling with my DJ, my only DJ.
DJ
Already.
What up? You know it is your boy SP the Ghost. Make sure you tune in to my man on the 1 and 2s.
DJ Sean.
He's on the 1 and 2s, and when remixing the blends, make sure you rock with him because he's fire. Ghost told you so, LOXD Block. Yeah.
And all my niggas that ride with me. Only God feel the pain and only he can really see through the eyes of a child, a baby born wild. Gangsta shit flow through his blood and no one had to show him how. This for all my G's and all my niggas that ride with me. Only God feel the pain and only he can really see through the eyes of a child, a baby born wild. Gangsta shit flow through his blood and no one had to show him how. Kill or be killed, where I come from ain't no in between. Why trade the world just to be a dope fiend? Hoes have a child just to take a nigga change. 12 years later, he wanna know his daddy name. Maximum security, prison, how we get to see the only man resemble him, and this shit here ain't on TV. Your favorite actor don't play this part. If you never lived the shit, you can't say it's hard.
Smoking, top down, just coasting. Ocean, cold world, and so focused. Golden, iceberg, golden, so deep, zoning, late nights, rolling.
Little girl, so precious and innocent to the world, get swallowed up and sucked up by this world. Little girl, who hide your pain with all them games, getting high and selling your soul. Who can you blame? Niggas love you or do you love what you do? It's alright, boo. I know you gotta get paid too. It's a long road full of shyster niggas and hoes. Gotta be strong, cause it's so easy for you to be gone. Not here no more. You not breathing, so you not here no more. You touch no more. You feel no more, and you don't fear no more. Not here no more. I know you don't want to hear this.
Good midday, or late midday, or evening. I don't know. It's still light outside.
Black women, be a mama to your little babies. Get on your knees and pray to God things change daily.
Exactly. It's midday somewhere. That's exactly right. That's what I was just thinking. You took the words right out of my mouth. Let's see what we got in here. Jeremy's in here. Matt, Michael, Paul, Dylan, GF Sports, Yoda, my man Yoda, Dula, Gator Fred. Damn. Tough loss for y'all, Gator Fred. Tough loss for y'all in the tournament, man. Y'all were a number 1 seed, weren't you? I think you were. Battle Angels here. Shoot 'em 5-5. Would you change your name? Shoot 'em 5568. I'm still gonna call you Shoot 'em 556. Robert Chops. Chops says he's in Hawaii, but shit. Well, you're right in the line of fire, but you might get nuked. If we get nuked, that's the first place they're nuking. It's Hawaii. What's up, Brad Pitt? I am jealous, though. I would love to be in Hawaii right now. Gators took a fall on to football. You're going to take a fall there, too, bud. Sorry. It is midday in Hawaii. That's right, yeah. That's a good point. I don't even know what time it is in Hawaii. What are they? They're behind us, aren't they? Are you ahead of us or behind us on the East Coast? Like 12 hours? No, not 5. There's no way it's only 5 hours. Is it only 5 hours?
Life goes on. New music.
So that's 6 hours then.
Hey, ball and MJG.
Let me do the math here. It's 7:19 here. 119 or 7:19 minus 119. That's 6 hours. See how I did that?
I've been down, I've been in, I've been out. I was loved, I was hated, tried to cross me out. I've been on, I've been off, I've been a worker, I've been a boss. Out of all the shit I ever been,
I never been soft.
I've been broke, I've been rich, and a nigga ain't never been no snitch. I'm a fat black nigga, but I never had a problem getting no. But I've been stranded, I've been alone. Had my kids before I was grown. Shot that pistol and made them young. Keep that dumb shit away from my door. I've been cheated and I've been robbed. Don't give a fuck who you are.
You know what's sad?
About your status.
I'm the owner of the Pigskin Pete channel and the Pigskin Pete or the Pigskin Pete or the Pete podcast channel. I can't find my own stream. What's wrong with that? There it is. I found it. I'm not singing the whole song word for word. I could though, but I'm not gonna do that. I know why I know why you're asking me to do that. I know why you're asking me to do that. Rusty? You're rusty. You're a rusty old fuck, Hopper Billy Paul. What are you talking about?
Trying to sell it out, these streets so wild. Just one cow can have you
locked down by them laws.
One snitch make up some shit. Conspiracy, hey, behind them walls. Game so foul, not just hell trying to sell y'all rap. Feel like I'm back up in that trap. I'm in the studio trying to stack my stacks. Radio only play that's whack. They ain't trying to hear you can spit these facts. So I guess I never get me no plaques. I quit for a nigga do that. Man, I'm a hustler, I don't need rap to move out the hood and live this good.
I'll sell anything that.
Boys better get that understood. Was born broke up in the hood, but I refuse to move back. Life goes on, just stay strong.
Pac taught me that. What's up, Sir UGA? I was looking for my Island Boys stinger, but this looks better. Hold on, let me pause this because this actually does make sense to what's going on right now. And this is one of my favorite stingers, by the way. This is funny. This is Slaw's favorite song right here, or favorite video. Slaw, you better do what they told you, bud. You better do what they told you, bud. You better do what Trump told you, bud. I don't know who made that video, but it's amazing and fantastic.
Fathers are gone, our sisters and brothers are gone, our babies and children are gone, but life goes on. And so you gotta be strong, because hard times do not discriminate. They only intimidate, bully, and eliminate people without any faith. And if it wasn't for the pitfalls in my life, I never ever would have learned how to climb out. Some things you can't be told or taught, some things you just gotta find out. Some people go from millions to nothing, some people go from nothing to millions, but what both of them got in common, one of them is happy still. You can be a preacher or back to steal, or whatever your tactics is. So many people out here so fake.
We need to take a break and practice real. Yeah, Slaw's mind is gone. Slaw actually believes everything that Trump says, everything that Pete Hegseth says, everything that Lindsey Graham says. His mind is gone. Slaw's still running around saying that we're not at war right now. Can you? I'm not even joking. Ask him. Slaw, are we at war right now? He's still calling it a military operation. Ah, damn. A military operation.
Shop anniversary steals as low
Yeah,
as
see,
$4.99
I'm sorry, I misquoted you. A military action. Whatever the fuck that is.
Plus, pay no interest until
There's like
March.
7 countries at war right now, and he's calling it a military action. Oh yeah, kinetic war. Is this a politician worshiper stream? No, I don't worship any politician. Paul does. I don't. So, this is the midday show, Bo. You should know that.
I don't understand discussion, only hit certain shit. I'm a misunderstood nigga, and I'm off my square. How got me reversing clips and dispersing shit.
What can I say to make you see how the fuck I feel? To make me wanna jump over the edge. I'm charged up as coppers getting shot up on the legs. Don't pain instead of cane, I took a blood off to the head.
So tell me what it says.
Retaliate with lethal repercussion. I feel the reaper rushing and go into things like it's a wicked stick. If the Benadryl or how back I've been still to get the kicking shit for niggas and bitches that I kick it with. I was born to get you pumped up. It's like some lead bust, cause it get motherfuckers a head rust. And your head's bust when you jumped up. Cause what I say must stick at you geek, my eyes red plus. For smoking shit, the niggas hit out on the die. Let me wanna slip the clip on the side. If you act like a bitch on the side, if we have to, then the whole west side and let the shit go on the ride with the trigger buzz. Like when the motherfucker have to come and pick up the pump.
Whatever happened to rap, man? This. I listen to Drake and whoever the fuck else is out today. They can't hold a candle to this. They just can't. I know I sound like a boomer, huh?
They're posers. They're total posers.
I don't know if they're posers. They just suck compared to this. You know, it's kind of like rock and roll in the 60s and 70s, and you know, rock and roll now. It's always better when it first comes out.
That's before the corporation or whatever corporate entity of that sector gets a hold of it and makes it suck. Like, look at country music now.
Yeah, exactly the same thing. Country music back in the 60s and 70s, 80s was fire. Now it's complete dog shit. Same thing with rap in the 80s and 90s, and I guess maybe the early 2000s. Once you got around 2010, rap started fucking sucking really bad. To the point where you got people talking about. Let me tell you something. I couldn't name a single Drake song. Not one.
I couldn't either.
Not one. And maybe if somebody told me, like, listen to this song, you might recognize it. I'd say, okay, maybe I heard that before. but it's complete garbage. Complete garbage. And he's like the biggest rapper on the planet. Is he like the most popular rapper on the planet, Drake? Or who is? I don't even know.
I'm not in that world, so
yeah.
I mean, he probably was at one time.
All I know is every time I turn on like an NBA basketball game, he's on the sideline. He's like fucking Spike Lee over there. You know, he's always on the sideline.
You know, rap is fucked when a former star of a Canadian soap opera for teens
yeah.
is the biggest thing in rap. And for anyone listening, that's a fact. Look up Degrassi.
I got into it like a 5-minute debate with somebody on Twitter about the best rapper of all time, and somebody said Drake, and I immediately stopped arguing with him. I was like, I'm not even having this argument with you. It's not even worth having. There's 50 rappers better than Drake. At least. Probably more than that.
Oh, there's probably 100.
Probably 200.
Yeah. You know how you time people out in the chat?
Yeah.
When someone says that in real life, you should time them out for breathing for like 30 seconds.
They might die. You did that.
Well, I mean, I don't want to be morbid, but probably better off if you hold that opinion, right?
Yeah.
You weren't contributing to society thinking Drake was the best rapper of all time. You probably need to go.
I think it's an IQ test.
Yeah.
Like, if you think Drake's the best rapper of all time, you're like the slaw of rap fans. You're just you know, retarded.
Me? Oh.
No.
If you say that, yeah.
Yeah, if you say that.
Tupac would be a common thing. Biggie.
Yeah, but there's been. I mean, go back even further than that. Rakim. I mean, almost the entire Wu-Tang Clan.
Give me job.
As a matter of fact, let me put that on. Anything Wu-Tang Clan's good. I hope I don't get struck on this. I don't know Wu-Tang Clan's fucking YouTube thing.
Yeah, that is a risk. For people that don't know, most of the time, like 95% of the time you play a song, they just take the revenue. Who gives a fuck? So 5% of it, they take your video down.
I know. Now, here's the thing: if somebody takes the Midday Show down, I don't really care if somebody takes the Midday Show down. To be honest with you.
Fuck that. This is what keeps me going all week, Pete.
Well,
speak for yourself.
I appreciate that. Old Dirty Bastard was an absolute legend. I remember back when I was in high school, that's when Wu-Tang was big, in the late 90s, mid to late 90s. We used to go to high school football games, and the fucking, you know how the high school band is at the games? They used to play Wu-Tang like on their instruments. Used to play Wu-Tang songs on the field.
Yeah. I mean, Georgia Tech's band at games plays that like I put on for my city.
Yeah.
I don't know that that's uncommon.
I used to have a Wu-Tang sticker on the back of my Acura Integra when I was like in 10th grade.
Cool guy club, dude. Cool guy club.
No, I was not one of the cool guys. Trust me. We had a group of friends. We were the misfits of school, big time.
Can you please tell me it was next to a Salt Life sticker?
No, I was not in that crowd. No.
Yeah, the shark tooth necklace.
No, the Salt Life guys hated me.
Oh, they did?
Oh yeah.
What was your crowd in high school then? Because you played golf, which is kind of a...
I know, and that's weird. It is weird, but I was not... So, there was like 5 different crowds in high school. You had the preps, and I wasn't one of those, ironically enough, even though I played golf. You had the country boys. You had like the... I don't know what you call them now. like the goth crowd or whatever.
The weirdos.
The weirdos, the jocks,
The band.
the jocks and the nerds. That was it. We were the ones that caused all the trouble. Like we were the ones smoking weed in the parking lot and fucking causing trouble and lighting off smoke bombs in the bathroom and shit. That's the crowd I was with. It's funny, the golf team, you would think was a bunch of preppy guys. Not the golf team I was on. Everybody on my golf team was a complete fuck up.
The Dailies.
Yeah. We were like the John Dailies, yeah. Exactly.
The Fighting Daily. Beach golf team.
Yeah.
Shoes optional.
Even our golf coach was a fuck up.
I remember you saying like you had to go get him like like he's in a halfway house.
Yeah, he was the head football coach of the football. Actually, the stadium now is he died in a car accident. He drunk driving, he ran into a tree. But the stadium now at my alma mater is named after him, the John Bagwell Stadium. But yeah, he did football in the fall. And since he was the football coach, he got first pick of spring sports, and he didn't give a fuck about anything but football. Nothing. I mean, he was like a football addict, right?
Yeah.
So he picked golf because he was like, I don't have to do anything. Like he didn't even play golf. So yeah, so one weekend we were supposed to go play in Beaufort in this golf tournament, and he was like, all right, and he has to drive us out there, right? So it was on a Saturday morning. And he's like, meet me at the school at 8 o'clock in the morning. We'll drive out there, blah, blah, blah. We all meet up at the school at 8 a.m. And he never shows up. 8:30 comes around, 8:45. We're like, what the fuck? So we knew where he lived. He lived like a mile from the school. So we all piled in my car. We drove over to his house. I knocked on his door, and he lived with like 3 other coaches that worked at the school. And they were all like 25 or 30 years old, all of them. And I knock on the door, and Coach Harris, he was the baseball coach. He answers the door in his fucking tidy whities. And I was like, hey, where's Bagwell at? And I looked in there. There was beer bottles, liquor bottles all over the floor. Girls half naked sleeping on the floor on the couch and shit. And he just looked around, and he goes, yeah, he's not going to make it.
Brother.
So
heroes do not wear capes. That's all I can say.
So I had to drive us out there. And then at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we got done playing the tournament, right? And meanwhile, we're smoking weed on the way to the tournament in Beaufort. All of us. We're like clouding out my car with like blunts and shit. And of course we fucked.
Your coach is literally passed out.
Yeah, our coach is passed out. I'm telling you, we were a bunch of. I was a degenerate in high school. So anyway, so then I get a call at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It was Bagwell, my coach, and he's like, "Hey, sorry about today." And I was like, "You fucking motherfucker!" I was like, "You left us high and dry," and he's like, "Well, you're not gonna say nothing, are you?" I was like, "No, man, I ain't gonna say nothing. I don't give a shit."
You ain't gonna be a tattletale bitch, are you, Pete?
He was worried we were gonna say something. I was like, you know us. And here's the funny thing. So after he died, they replaced him with another coach who was on suspension from another school for doing drugs. This is even crazier. So this guy comes over, and he actually was a golfer at least, and he did care. He showed up to practice, and he was like, he actually knew golf and shit, but he was also a degenerate gambler and fucking a drug addict. And we were on the road. He picked us up in the van to go to like an out-of-state tournament to like North Carolina or something. And so it was like a 6-hour drive or something. And one of the guys on my team was like he smoked weed 24/7. He was a complete and total drug addict, pothead, right? And so he's sitting in the back of the bus, and he's like, "Hey, I know you're on probation for cocaine." And he's like, "What?" The coach is like, "What?" And he goes, "I know you're on probation for cocaine. That's why they sent you to us." And he's like, "Okay." And he goes, "I'm about to fire up a bong in the back of this bus, and you ain't gonna say shit about it." He was like,
you were like the rehab for misfit coaches. That's what your school was.
he said, I'm about to fire up a bong back. Aaron Franklin was his name. He goes, I'm about to fire up a bong back here, and you're going to say shit about it. He was like, no, you're not. And he goes, what are you going to do about it? Because if you don't let me, I'm going to tell everybody when we get back home that you've been doing cocaine on the bus. And he was like, okay, fine, go ahead. So we're passing around the bong at like 10 o'clock in the morning on the way to North Carolina. In the fucking school bus. This motherfucker, he pulled a bong. He literally crawled in the back and pulled a bong out of his golf bag.
Dude, do you know how crazy it is not to smoke weed, but to bring a bong?
No, he had a whole full like 3-foot bong inside of his golf bag, and like a half ounce of weed in there.
Like, what a cumbersome thing.
Yeah, and then so then we're passing around the bong on the way to North Carolina, and we're like, okay, we got to get. So it's in order for you. It was almost like, you know, when an FBI agent or an undercover agent has to go meet with the mob, they have to do drugs so that you know they don't tell on you or whatever.
You show them you're cool.
So we made him smoke it. So that we wouldn't get in trouble.
Oh, fuck, dude. Go ahead. You're like coercing your coach.
Yeah. We're like, you got to smoke it. He's like, no, I can't. I'm on probation. We're like, well, if you don't and we get caught, you know whose fault it is. And he's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, but then if he gives a dirty test, he goes to jail.
I know. We didn't give a shit. We were like 16 years old. We were like 16, 17 years old.
That's his fault for being on probation.
Plus, he wanted to anyway.
Yeah, you probably didn't have to twist his arm. Like, I mean, the bong's already here. I mean, that was the hardest part of this.
And that's what we told him. We're like, you're already going to fail a test because we're clouding out the bus, buddy. So you may as well just go ahead and hit it. And he's like, all right.
You guys are making a lot of sense.
We show up in North Carolina. We're all fucking completely blitzed. Like, fucking rolling out of the bus and in the parking lot of the golf course. Fucking clouds coming out of it.
How'd you shoot?
I don't even remember. I was doing. Actually, you know what? I think we did pretty good. We got like second or third place, which isn't bad for being stoned.
Yeah, super stoned, right?
Yeah, we got second or third place in that tournament, I think. Yeah.
So the moral of the story is that was a good decision.
No, it was not a good decision.
I don't know if it's you telling me that story or that I'm in Atlanta, but I smell weed now.
Yeah. It wasn't in Atlanta, actually. It wasn't in Atlanta. It was right outside of Atlanta in, what's the name of the town? It's right outside of Atlanta. No, I'm sorry. No, never mind. It was in North Carolina. It was right outside of Charlotte. So, never mind.
You have no idea. You were stoned as fuck.
Yeah.
Atlanta, North Carolina.
Yeah, it wasn't in Georgia. It was in North Carolina. Yeah.
The fuck knows where you were.
Those are the good old days,
John
though.
Daly would be proud, though, for sure.
Yeah, he would.
I'm proud of you.
And that's the other thing, too. We asked him to pull over and buy us beer, and he was like, I definitely can't do that. Because we were all underage. We're like, can you pull
back to the bus with it?
Yeah, we're like, can you pull over to the gas station and just buy like a 12-pack? And he's like, no, I can't. I really can't do that. Like, I draw the line at smoking weed with you in the school bus.
And I'll do coke and weed, but I will not fucking get alcohol.
Yeah, we really tried to get him to, though. He's like, no, I'm not doing that.
I have standards, sir.
Yeah.
Come on. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Did I tell you that my senior year of high school, they had an undercover 19-year-old?
What?
For a semester, yeah. So I guess they got tipped off that there were people, and I went to Winder Barrow because I think some people that listen to you, like Raj went to Winder Barrow. Actually, we both went to the same high school, and they got tipped off they were selling like some hardcore drugs like heroin, opiates, and stuff. And so they had a 19-year-old kid pose as a student for a full semester. And because I played football, you had weightlifting, every semester. And I just came in one day, and there were police with a dog kicking in lockers. And they took people out in cuffs.
Wow.
So that was fun. What 19-year-old would want to do that, though? That was my question for all that.
Yeah. My high school was crazy. I mean, there was all kinds of shit going on there.
It sounds like it. When you have coaches, smoking weed with you, yeah.
Yeah. I got caught, so during my senior year, so this is a long story, but I missed 6 months of high school when I was 17 years old. I dropped out for 6 months. And anyway, make a long story short, I went to summer school that year so I could stay and graduate on time. And my senior year in high school, I had a full schedule. All of my friends that were seniors also got early out, right? So they would sneak me out of there. There was a student parking lot, and they had an attendant there. It was Coach Harris, the baseball coach. He stood there and made sure that everyone that was leaving in their car was a senior and had early out, right? So one day, now I did this like 4 or 5 times, but I would skip like the last period or whatever, and he knew my situation, so he knew I was not supposed to be leaving early. So I would just climb in the trunk of my friend's car, and he would just drive out, right? So he didn't see me in the car. Well, one time, he stopped him. He's like, my friend Chris, and he's like, "Hey man, open the fucking trunk." And Chris is like, "Open the trunk? Why? You want to see my speakers or something?" He's like, "No, open the trunk. I know Joe's back there." And he's like, "No, Joe ain't back there." And he's like, "Open the fucking trunk." So I'm back there like a fucking hostage, like laying in the trunk, and the trunk opens, and I see Coach Harris looking at me, and he's like, "Get the fuck out." And I was like, "All right." So I got out, and I thought he was about to, give me the what for and tell me to go back to class and whatnot. He told me to get out, and then he just walked over and opened up the back door and told me to get in the back door. So I got in the back door, and we just drove off. The coaches at my school were cool as fuck.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, sounds like you had how did you swoon Mrs. Peete in the midst of all of this? Maybe that isn't a story for here, but
I met Mrs. Peete in gym class. I was a sophomore, she was a freshman. And we had like co-joining classes. So we had 2 different PE teachers, but we had the same class in the same gym at the same time. And I told one of my friends that was a girl, Leslie, I was like, "You see that girl over there?" She's like, "Yeah." I was like, she goes, "Yeah, I know her." I said, "Well, put in a good word for me." So she went over and talked to her. Then one day I waited outside of the locker room. This is creepy, actually. I waited outside of the locker room for her to come out because it was the last period of the day. Okay. And she walks out of the locker room, and I was like, "Hey, do you need a ride home?" And she's like, "Not with you." And I was like, "Just let me get," and she's like, I was like, let me give you a ride home." And she was like, "Okay." And that was it. After that, that was it.
Dude, you put the moves on her.
Yeah, I put the moves on her. Yeah, I did. Big time.
So, because you have 100% success rate,
yeah.
For people listening, what is the secret to scoring ladies?
You got to be creepy.
Well,
you got to wait outside. You got to wait outside of the locker room for them and offer them a ride home. I guess I don't know.
just don't take no for an answer. Like, no, you actually will be riding with me.
That's exactly what happened. Yeah. Every day after that, she rode home with me. And then she started riding to school with me. I had to pick her up from. I picked her up from her house and took her home.
Bro.
Yeah.
How many years ago was that?
That was 1997.
So it was 97.
So almost 30 years ago. 29 years ago.
Congratulations to Mr. and Mrs. Peete.
Yeah. What can I say?
I did something like that, but then at one point, it was like, I want a refund. And instead of getting a refund, I had to do the opposite of that.
Well, actually, the story went that I was sitting there talking to some of my buddies in gym class, and she walked over and she heard me talking about this girl that I was having relations with. And so she heard me talking about that, and she's like, "This guy's a pig. He's a fucking asshole. I don't want anything to do with him." So then when I told my friend that was a girl that I liked her, she went over and said something about it. She's like, "I would never get with him. He's a fucking pig. He's over there like bragging about banging this girl." And so she didn't want nothing to do with me. She thought I was a pig, which I was, to be fair. But I told her, I was like, no, like, she's just a whore. I really like you. Like, yeah, like, she's just a whore, but you're not. That's the reason.
Yeah, this is love.
Like, I no, not love, but I was like, I really like you. So I'll stop banging the whore if you'll give me a chance. And she's like, okay.
But only if you give me. I'm still gonna bang her if you don't tell me.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like high pressure sales, dude. You should have been a salesman.
I probably would be a good salesman.
This offer isn't gonna last.
Yeah, I miss my calling. I miss my calling.
So, okay, yeah, I don't want to miss out. That's fair.
Well, I was about to say something that I shouldn't have said. So how's it going with you and your girl? By the way, it was good to meet her, and she seemed like she was really cool. I think Mrs. Peete liked her. I liked her.
Yeah, it's good. Things are going great. She's out of town at the moment, but yeah.
Okay.
Things are going great.
Yeah, she fit right in.
She did. Like, when Lou was like, does she kind of know the deal? And I'm like, brother, this is perfect. You don't understand.
Yeah.
She's, one of us.
Yeah. All the new girls that came fit right in. Your girl, Biggs Mike's wife, she was cool as shit. We missed them the last night. They went home early. I think they had enough of us.
Who's Biggs Mike?
What do you mean, who's Biggs Mike? He was there the whole time.
Yeah, but like, I'm telling you, I don't know who that is.
He was the tall white guy. He's actually Mexican, but he looks white. His wife is blonde.
Skinny? He's skinny?
I don't know. Normal build, I guess.
Anyway. I don't know how I don't drink and then I don't remember things.
Yeah.
But, okay, yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, who am I missing? Oh, Cece. Well, we've met her before.
Yes.
Yeah. Biggs Mike had a beard. I guess he says he had dark hair with gray in it, kind of like me.
Okay, yeah, this is ringing a bell now.
Yeah. I don't know how else to describe them to you, but anyway, they were cool. We've met your wife before, Sir UJ. Yes.
I like Sir UJ's wife. She's
very nice.
Nice.
She's really cool. I was drunk as shit that first night, and I was like, "Do you know how much I love your husband?" And she was like, "Yeah."
Why don't you marry him? Jeez.
When I get hammered, I start telling everybody how much I love them. That's my thing.
Which is a good thing, I think.
Yeah, I mean, and I mean it when I say, obviously, most people when they're fucked up say what they really mean, right? So, yeah, if I tell you I love you when I'm drunk, that means I really do love you.
Yeah, and you're an interesting case because a lot of people who are naturally nice are some people when they get drunk they get mean and vice versa.
Yeah, I don't get mean when I'm drunk.
Yeah.
The only thing I did that was mean when I was drunk is that Friday night, the night before the Slob Olympic, or it was actually Friday afternoon. So we all went out Thursday night and got completely shit-faced. And we were up to like 5 o'clock in the morning. Then Friday morning, me and Mrs. Peete get up early. We only slept for like 2 or 3 hours. And we went out to breakfast, and we went to this breakfast place that serves alcohol, which is a bad idea, called, what's the name of that place? Anyway, it doesn't matter. We were there drinking, and then we went straight downtown. So we went to Kid Rock's bar like right when it opened at like 10 o'clock in the morning. And the rest of y'all, or other people, started filtering in throughout the day around 12, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. By the time they all got there, we had been drinking for 4 hours. So we were completely hammered by like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I was done. Like, I know as much as I drink, I know my limits, okay? So I knew I was, if I was going to last, I had to take at least a 2 or 3 hour nap. So we left there, and on the way back, we were trying to find an Uber, couldn't find an Uber. So we just started walking down the street trying to find a cab somewhere. And we came to a stoplight, and there was these two like 80-year-old people standing there. Like literally little old people, like white hair, a little old lady and shit. I just started talking shit to them. I was just like, look at these fucking old fucks. The husband looked at me like I was crazy, and the wife, she looked me up and down and then looked at my wife, and she goes, I feel sorry for you.
Damn, dude. She got you.
She got me.
As do we all.
Yeah. Yeah, the Row. That was the name of the place, the Row, that we went to breakfast at.
Pop off for 1 second and come in on my computer.
Yeah, all right, fine. What's up, Slim?
Another day in the books. What
I
else
hear
is
you.
there?
So how did it go?
Today wasn't too bad.
Has the deed been done yet, or?
Probably Friday.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear about that.
Yeah. I'm trying to not say too much because we still haven't said anything.
Oh, okay.
And they're sitting right there.
All right, I won't say anything then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Carolina Jackpot somehow couldn't find an Uber and just jumped in the car with a couple of Indians. Like, not American Indians, like the red dot type.
That's the way to go.
Yeah.
And see, that's the thing with Uber. Like, you're not always entirely sure if you're getting your Uber or not.
Well, first of all, downtown Nashville, at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock, I don't know what time you left there. It's almost impossible to find your Uber. I learned that because they can't drive. They can't really drive down that street, and if they can, it's a clusterfuck.
Yeah, that adds up.
I remember when I had to take Slaw back to the hotel. We actually missed our Uber. Like, we're walking towards it. I see it a half a block ahead of us, parked on the side of the road. And the motherfucker just vamped out on us.
Yeah, so the thing with Ubers is
to walk that half a block.
They go to the pickup spot and they say that they're there, and if you're not there within 5 minutes, they just leave and get paid anyway. That's the way it works. So if you're not there, they're just going to leave, because why would they want to drive somebody for no reason? They can just go get another ride, like right there, for more money.
Yeah.
I don't blame them for doing that. I mean, that's the way it is. But it's really better just to get a cab there, because, You're not sitting there waiting on them. You just flag one down. Like that last night we were there. We just flagged that guy down in the street.
Yeah.
You know, we all piled in his van, and we had like 8 people in that van.
That's the great thing about Vegas. There are just cabs everywhere.
There are in Nashville too. Well, at least downtown anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just piled that guy's van. This guy, we had drinks in our hand. He didn't give a fuck. He had strobe lights in there and put on some music and was just blaring the music. He was like, yeah, that guy knew how to do it.
Yeah, man, he was bumping some Bruno Mars.
Yeah, he was bumping some Bruno Mars. Had the strobe lights and the black lights in there. Had girls sitting on each other's laps and shit. He didn't give a fuck.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I could think of worse gigs, especially, you know, on a weekend when there's a lot going on. You see some sights.
I'm sure you'd see some funny shit, but if you're sober and you did that all night, it would be annoying being around all those drunk people. Especially if you got some drunk bitch just talking shit and like throws up in your car or something, you know?
Yeah, if you got some drunk guy getting in your car going, look at this old fuck.
Yeah, well, yeah. I didn't say that to the driver. I would never do that. I only talk shit to people on the street, not in the car. I would never do that.
You know who I really felt bad for? And I actually hit him up twice. That night we went to find, me and Pools went to find Slaw. And then the Saturday night too.
Oh, yeah.
Man, that cookout at 3 a.m., good Lord. I feel bad for those people.
Yeah. Yeah, the cookout right by our hotel was open 24 hours a day. I guess it was open till, y'all went there at like 3 a.m., right? So
something like that. Yeah.
I don't know if they serve breakfast. I don't know. They might close for a few hours, but they're open from at least like 11 a.m. till 4 a.m. because that's when y'all were there.
At least.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what had me cracking up after the fact that I thought about it is, you know, like BA had that microphone when we were at the Slob Olympics.
Yeah.
At that part. And she's like, all right, Squid Tard, you're up. In front of all these people just saying Squid Tard, and no one bats an eye.
Yeah.
It was amusing to me.
Well, the Lasso Vic thing was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. And halfway through it, I think it was when Jay got up, I had to pee, and there was porta potties like right across the road, right behind where we were. And I went back to go pee, and there was a group of these people standing there with their phones out recording. And I walked by them, and they looked at me, and they go, "What the fuck are y'all doing?" Jay's over there trying to throw a lasso over Vic's neck. They're like, "What the fuck are y'all doing?"
I'm surprised I didn't say shame on y'all.
I said, "You have no idea." I didn't even stop talking to him. I just kept walking. I was like, "You have no idea."
Yeah, this is a competition, lady. I ain't got time to tell you.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that can't be explained.
I'm walking by them with a beer in one hand and a fucking pink pickleball paddle in the other hand.
What was Squid in? Was he in a banana or a mustard?
He was in a
he was in a hot dog
costume. Yeah,
that was it.
Yeah.
He has like a closet full of those things.
No, so yeah, I guess so. So he wore the hot dog costume to the Slob Olympics, and he was the only one that dressed up to go to the dinner that night. He put the hot dog costume on to go to dinner. No, the mustard costume. I mean.
Yeah, he's committed.
Yeah, he's committed.
Dude, he wore it downtown that night.
He did.
Yeah, he did. Well, for a little while. He eventually took it off. But yeah.
Which I think he's going to be the next one to stay at Casa de Rec, because we play Tennessee, I think the second game in Atlanta, and he's going to come down.
If you want to give a award, if we would like, you know how like in high school you give superlative awards, like most likely to be successful, best looking, blah blah blah, all that kind of shit. If we would, who's the most crunk? It would be fucking Nick DTV.
Yeah,
he was
actually fashion.
He was on another level, son. That last night.
Down. I mean, he was on.
I'm pretty sure if I had acted the way he acted, I would have literally had a heart attack.
Oh, buddy, we wouldn't survive that.
Well,
No.
you're missing one important fact that he's almost half your age.
I know.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
And by the way,
it's hard to remember having that kind of energy.
I'm not.
At one point, we did too.
I'm not even hating or making fun of him. Like he was the life of the party. He was amazing.
Oh yeah, I'm not hating. Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
I might be hating a little bit, but
I'm
I
not.
never had that much energy.
it's more out of jealousy.
Yeah, yeah. I was jealous too. Yeah.
Yeah, we're all jelly.
I got a good story about Nick DTV and his friend Q. On Friday night, they went out, or I guess they didn't go out. They were with us, but everyone else left, and they were left over. And they met up with these two girls, and they hit it off with these two girls. And these two girls were about to come back to the hotel with him and Q, right?
Okay.
They had talked him into it. And then fucking Paul comes over and starts leaning over in their face. Hey, blah, 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 you know, listen. And they fucking bolted.
So Paul can't get any pussy, so neither can anyone else.
This is what he does, man. Like, they had these girls hook, line, and sinker, and Paul came over there and fucked it up in 2 seconds.
That might be the most fucked up thing he's done.
Yeah.
Paul is a bigger cock block than my own kid.
I said, damn, man.
I mean, that's really due an ass beating.
Yeah.
Truth be told.
That's actually true. I'm. You know what? If I was Nick, I might have fucking slapped Paul for that.
I'm not gonna lie, I came pretty close.
Yeah. So Slim was the resident Paul babysitter in Vegas, and he did a great job keeping him out of jail and whatnot. So he tried to do the same thing in Nashville, and eventually Slim he couldn't do it anymore. He's just like, you know what? Fuck him. If he wants to go to jail, he'll go to jail. Or he wants to spend all his money, he'll spend all his money. Slim fucking threw his wallet at him.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to get into why, because I was asked not to. But I put this motherfucker in an Uber.
Yeah.
And took him back to the hotel and put him to bed because he needed to go to bed.
And he reappeared.
And even took his wallet to try and keep him there.
And what did he do? Get out of the cab after you left, like a teenager, and went back into the club?
No. He got changed into his PJs, got in the bed, and was like, "No, I'm not leaving."
Not fucking.
And then this motherfucker starts texting me. He can't charge shit to his room. He needs his wallet. Well, motherfucker, I'm not bringing it back to you. I'm not stupid. I see what game you're playing.
Slim's like his fucking dad.
This goes on for 2 fucking hours. Next thing I know, I look up. Here comes Paul walking back into the Bon Jovi bar. I'm like, you motherfucker.
You can't keep a good Paul down.
Yeah.
Trust me, after what he did, he needed to go to bed at that point.
Well, he went to bed, and CC was in there, and he tried to get some, and she just said no. So he was like, you know what? Well, fuck you. I'm about to go back out to the bar then.
I gotta hop off, guys.
Can you blame him? All right, right.
I mean, to a certain extent, no, I can't blame him. And it in true slaw fashion, you know, because Slaw's not going to apologize for being Slaw.
No.
But his way of apologizing is he bought me like 3 shots. Because I did. He showed up in there. I threw his fucking wallet at him. I was like, get the fuck away from me.
Yeah. That was the right thing to do. I can't think
I think it was later that night that me and Fools had to go track him down. And apparently he had gone bar hopping with Q and Nick D. It was probably the night he fucked them over.
Exactly.
Too.
Yeah, that probably was.
Like, we eventually found him in the corner of a dance floor. He had wandered his way back to Bon Jovi, and he's just got a beer bottle in his hand, in each hand, dancing by himself in the corner of the dance floor.
Oh my God. Ah, damn, Paul. It was so much fun.
It was. Like, at that point, I couldn't help but do anything but laugh at him.
Yeah.
Because I knew what Foles was doing. I was like, all right, fuck it. Let's go find Paul.
He is a hard person to hang out with because, like, he's so much fun and funny to be around that you enjoy his company, you know? But
yeah.
but then again, you have to worry about, like, what's going to happen. Like when we all go out, I'm not worried about you getting arrested or, you know, anybody else, like, or getting in trouble or something happening or them wandering off like Nate. Like, everyone pretty much can take care of themselves, but everyone worries about where's Paul at. He's like your grandfather that has dementia, and you have to worry about what, like, you know, oh shit, where's Granddad at? Where'd he wander off to? What's he doing?
That's a very apt description right there. It's like, where'd Pawpaw wander off to now?
Yeah, what's he doing? Is he in some alley somewhere?
Because mind you, I'm playing slaw sitter this whole time, and I'm just as hammered as Pete is.
Yes, as shit faced as I get, you don't have to worry about me wandering off and, you know, doing something stupid. No. You know.
That's why when you and Mrs. Pete left, said you were going back to the hotel, I didn't go with you because I know.
Yeah, we made our way back fine. I mean, all I did was talk shit to a couple old people, but that, you know, was no big deal.
Yeah, no.
I didn't start any fights with anybody or anything.
Yeah, the old people ain't gonna fight, so you can talk shit to them.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't even trying to fight anybody. I just wanted somebody to talk shit to.
I get that too.
Yeah.
I do the same thing at work. Like, I just get in the mood to talk shit, and I'll start talking shit to people.
Yeah, exactly.
Why not? What are they going to do about it?
Yeah, slaw sitter. That's what you are, a slaw sitter.
I'm the slaw sitter. Well,
if Slaw had a MTV or I don't even know who does reality shows now. That was, back in the day, it used to be MTV. Anyway, Bravo, whatever the fuck it is. If they did like a reality show and just followed Paul around 24 hours a day and recorded his life, I'd fucking watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. You would only get good footage like every other season.
Yeah, but they can edit it together to make, you know, I mean.
Yeah, so you would have to because to Slaw's credit, like if he's not at one of these events or like I'm fairly certain he's not sleeping in a wheelbarrow on a regular basis if Jay's not around.
but that would just be one episode. The other episodes would be him arguing with CC, him arguing with the people about the tree that fell on his fence, him out there, you know, watching Fox News and tweeting about Trump 24 hours a day.
They'd be yelling at CNN and beating off watching Fox.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, imagine you turn on your TV and it's just like Slaw's like, we should just nuke these ragheads and just get it over with. Oh man.
Too much more of this, and I'm going to put him in a conservatorship for real.
Well, I think his parents are already trying to do that.
No, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. Yeah, every day.
I want to bring his son to one of these events to babysit him.
Yeah, well, it's probably good that he doesn't.
Well, maybe.
Slaw, he really does want to nuke Iran. Like, for real.
I mean, it's not the worst idea I've ever heard.
It is the worst idea I've ever heard.
Well, then maybe I've heard some really bad ideas in my day then.
Yeah, I can't think of anything that would get good that would come out of that.
U.S. oil will become much more valuable.
What oil? What, 10 years from now after the fucking radioactive? First of all, nuking Iran would kill
I
like
said
10 million
US oil
people.
will become more valuable.
Huh?
I said U.S. oil would become more valuable.
Oh. Well, we can't supply the whole world, so it would fuck everything up. It would be a disaster, and plus it would kill millions of innocent people, which is even worse. So there's nothing good that would come out of it. But
well, are we supposed to be off gas in like 10 years anyway? We're going all electric?
no, who told you that?
Oh, that's not a thing?
No, it's not.
No.
No, that's not
Well,
happening.
good, because I don't want an electric car anyway. Fuck them.
Yeah, but that's not happening. But it's a good thing we already won the war, because Donald Trump said so like 10 times. So that's good. That's good.
I mean, is it much of a war, though? Like, what are they really doing to us? Like, a war, you would define a war as, you know, somebody that's actually a threat to us. Like,
Well, I
they're not a
mean,
threat
we
to us.
dropped like, we shot over like 2,000 missiles into Iran, and that's just us, not including Israel. They've shot over 1,000 missiles out of Iran. There's like 4 different countries involved in this. Thousands and thousands of people. How do you define a war if that's not a war? We got troops going over there too. I mean, we got half of our fucking Navy over there.
Well, like I said,
Oh.
like somebody that's actually a threat. Like, they're not a threat.
Then
to
why are we
us.
going to war with them if they're not a threat? You're right. I don't think they're a threat either. So why are we at war with them?
Yeah, they're a threat to somebody.
Not us.
No, not us.
Yeah.
And I've agreed with that point since the beginning. They're
Yeah,
not a
but
threat to
meanwhile, we're at the forefront of it. Did you just have a fucking plane fly over your head?
No, a motorcycle went by.
Oh,
My bad. I'm
God
standing
damn.
outside smoking.
yeah. Well, we're definitely at war. And for all the people with little baby ears, we're not winning. I'm sorry, but not, or at least not yet. So,
I mean, the only thing shot down on our side is by friendly fire.
no, that's not true at all.
Well,
Oh, but yeah, but
granted,
that's
I don't keep up with it on a daily basis.
so that's even more sad. 3 of our planes got shot down by our own missiles in Kuwait.
Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 or something like that.
3
yeah.
of them. 3 fighter planes got shot down. Each one of them cost $35 million. Let me do the math here. Hold on. Where's my calculator at? What's 35 million times 3?
It's a little over 100 million.
All right, little over 100 million. Little over 100 million plus the other 1.5 to 1.8 billion dollars we're spending every day over there. And we've been there for how long? 3.5 weeks.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that's good. That's winning, I guess.
I'll say this, at least they're spending money on a legitimate use of government instead of all the other bullshit they spend money on.
How is that legitimate?
Well, that's a legitimate use of the federal government.
It's the opposite of that.
Actually, no, that's... Read the Constitution, sir. That's a legitimate thing the federal government's supposed to do. Guess what they're not supposed to do? Worry about fucking health care for people. That's nowhere in the Constitution.
We're supposed to worry about a war with a country that doesn't threaten us at all?
No, but war, period, is a legitimate purview of the federal government.
Well, also in the Constitution, it says you have to declare war through Congress. That didn't happen, did it?
I agree. That hasn't happened since, what, fucking World War II?
Yeah.
It might have happened in Vietnam. I don't know, but whatever.
So you only care about some stuff in the Constitution, but not other things?
Oh, no, I agree. That's the way it should be done. Completely agree. But you also, if people have kind of gotten used to every other president doing it, so I'm not going to bash Trump for doing what every other president does.
He doesn't know what he's doing. Pete Hegseth doesn't know what he's doing. Trump doesn't know what he's doing. Trump every day Trump comes out and says something different than it's the day before. He's just I think he's on borderline a Biden territory, for real. I don't think he even knows what's going on.
He did that first term, sir. Like this is nothing new.
No, he did not do it the first term.
Yeah, you're right. He didn't start, bombing Iran. That's the only difference. But
No, he was sharp. He was sharper
and
then.
Come out the next day and said other shit.
I don't even think he knows what he's saying. He's just saying shit. He says the exact opposite thing what he said 5 minutes ago every day. It's weird. It's like let me give you an example. If I walked up to you and I said, "Hey Slim, what color shirt am I wearing?" and you said blue. Okay? And then 5 minutes later I said, "Slim, what color I'm wearing the same shirt," and I said, "What color shirt am I wearing?" and you said red. I would say, "Okay, well, there's something wrong with you." That's what he's doing. That's what he's doing.
Hey, listen, despite voting for him, I said it's probably not a great idea to have somebody at his age be president.
Yeah.
But it was very much the best of bad options. Like, that's where Slaw legitimately has a point. Like, and I do agree with him. Like, he was the best of bad options. I don't think either one of them were particularly great.
You can't prove a negative. So I agree that Kamala Harris would have been terrible. So I'm not disagreeing with that. But I don't know if Kamala Harris is in office right now if we'd be at war with Iran. I mean, I don't know that.
Well, none of us have a crystal ball.
Exactly. But what I do know, and this is the thing that pisses me off when you get in this conversation with people. The same thing happened with Scott Kerr last week and Paul. If you go, Trump's fucking up, this is terrible, blah, blah, blah. They go, would you rather have Kamala Harris? I'm like, Kamala Harris ain't the president. Who cares? Why does it have to be, do you want Kamala Harris instead of Trump? I don't know what Kamala Harris would be doing right now. What I do know is that Trump's got us in a fucking war that we don't need to be in. That's what I do know. So why are we talking about Kamala Harris and Joe Biden? Better than Obama. I'm like, well, Obama's not president right now, is he? What are we talking about? Hey, when Obama was president, I criticized what he did too. But what's that got to do with now? Nothing. At all.
No, you're right. Nothing. I was just explaining my reasoning for voting for him.
I voted for him too. But the reason I voted for him, well, one of the big reasons, well, two reasons, financial reasons and war. And now both those things are fucked. So I fucked up, I guess. I don't know what to tell. I believed him. I don't know what to tell you. But you know what people don't like to do is admit they're wrong. If they vote for somebody, they'll ride or die with him he could literally fucking end the world and they'd still ride with him. You know.
Which is dumb.
I know.
Like, I don't have a problem calling out what I think is bad. But, I mean, that's just genuinely something where me and you just disagree. Like, I do think that somebody needs to have a presence in the Middle East to keep
not us
shit under wraps. Well, once again, better of bad options. I would rather us than Russia or China.
How come, and this is the other argument too, is like, well, look at all these terrorists that killing Americans. How come there's no terrorists doing terrorist attacks in China? Does anybody ever wondered why there's no terrorist attacks in China or Russia? Has anybody ever asked themselves that? It's because they're not over in the Middle East fucking starting wars with people. That's why. It's that simple.
Well, actually, Russia did, but it was about 40 years ago now.
Yeah, but I'm talking about, in recent history. Yeah. The reason everybody in the Middle East hates us is because we're over there starting wars with it. We've literally been in like 5 different wars in the Middle East in the past 20 years. Involved in them. 2 of them heavily. 3 now. But we've been involved in fucking everywhere. Libya, Syria, Afghanistan, Iraq, Iran now.
Okay, but that same show that you were talking about,
Lebanon.
I made the point I made the point, what did we do to provoke them in 98? But they still came over here anyway. Nothing.
Iran didn't come over here in 98. What are you talking about?
No, I'm just talking the Middle East.
How many of the hijackers in 9/11 were from Iran? Zero.
That really does not matter.
Yes, it does matter.
Yes, Islamic fundamentalism is Islamic.
Because all I keep hearing is we've been at war with Iran since 1979. No, we haven't. No,
we haven't. That's dumb.
No, we haven't.
Now, do I think Carter should have dealt with them back then when all that shit happened and they attacked the U.S. Embassy? Absolutely.
And now, after 20 years in Iraq, and by the way, you know, the people that we installed in Iraq are also Shia Muslims. The government that we installed are the same as the Iranians.
I don't agree with installing governments. Once again,
I know, but we did, and now guess what? Iraq is against us now too. We spent 20 years there, tried to rebuild their government, installed the Shia. If we hate Shia so much, why we install them in Iraq? And now we're like, the Shias are the devil of the world. Then why the fuck did we install them in Iraq's government when we were there for 20 years? It's just, none of it makes sense. It's all fucking retarded. We don't need to be there. No. Listen, there's 0.0 chance that Iraq, Afghanistan, Iran, Syria, Lebanon, Libya, any of those countries is coming over here and attacking us. 0 chance. 0. They might attack Israel. That's not our fucking problem. Let Israel defend themselves. I mean, hell, we're giving them $100 billion a year to do that. Why do we have to go over there and die and lose American lives? And the whole thing is crazy. And we're paying for it out of our pockets. Every single one of you who's listening, we're paying for this shit. And it's about to get worse. I should pull up a clip right now. Last week on the Midday Show, on Wednesday, a week ago, I said to them, I was arguing with Scott and Hufferbilly Paul. I said, you know we're going to send troops over there and put them on the ground, right? And they both go, oh, Pete, you're crazy. Laughed at me. We're not going to send troops over there. Man, come on. We don't need to do all that. Trump's going to have this thing wrapped up in 2 weeks, blah, blah, blah. Scott even sent me $100, or he didn't send it to me, but he bet me $100. This thing will be wrapped up in a month. Meanwhile, we've got 5,000 troops, Marines headed over there, and they just activated this 82nd Airborne to be on call. They're sending 2 more warships over there. I mean, so am I stupid or they? I don't know. I mean, well, Paul is stupid because he said this war would be over in a week when it started.
I think there's a middle ground between you and Paul, and I think that's kind of the sweet spot because we've already proven that isolationism doesn't work.
I didn't say I'm not a complete isolationist, but I think there needs to be more of a reason.
You're pretty isolationist.
I'm not a complete isolationist. I mean, you're right. I'm pretty isolationist. I'm not 100% though. I do think there's reasons for us to be certain places at certain times and do certain military actions. Like I wasn't even really pissed about what happened in Venezuela. They went in there, got Maduro, got out. That was it. Bang. Right? There was nothing prolonged about it. But here's what I think that Trump was dumb enough to think is that we were going to do that with Iran. Iran is not Venezuela or Iraq. This is a country with 93 million people with a massive army. They got 1 million troops. 1 million. Iraq only had 300,000 troops and not even near the missile capability.
I mean, I don't think the number of
Iran
troops really matters these days.
It does matter.
With the technology.
Iran's way more technical. Iran is the most powerful country in the Middle East. It's not even close. It's like
I'm not
it's like Michael Jordan versus a high school kid. Iraq's the high school kid. Michael Jordan's fucking Iran.
But what I'm saying is, I'm just talking modern warfare. Period. I think the number of troops you have matters a lot less than it has at any point.
It definitely does matter. And also your missiles.
I'm not saying it doesn't matter, but I'm saying it matters way less than
all we've been hearing from Trump for the past 3 weeks is we destroyed everybody. We destroyed all their leaders. We destroyed their missile capabilities. We destroyed their drone capabilities. That's all a lie. It's all a lie. And everybody just keeps eating it up. Their missile capability is as strong. We have killed probably 2,000 people, 3,000 people in Iran. They've got 1 million people in their army. 1 million. They've got missiles for years left to shoot. That we haven't destroyed their missile capability. We haven't destroyed their drone capability at all. If we had, we'd already be in there. That's the reason we're not in there, because they know we haven't. He just lies and lies and lies and lies.
Once again, that's nothing new. That was baked into the cake with Trump. He did that before.
Well, he didn't get us into a war before this.
Sure.
Where?
But it didn't change the fact. No, I'm agreeing. He didn't. That didn't change the fact that he lied about a lot of shit.
Yeah, well, yeah, but not. This is worse than any other lie he's ever told. I mean, all politicians lie, but
no, so I think it's just another lie he tells.
When you lie, when you make a lies and lie, when it depends on like literally every American's life, their livelihood and actual lives on the ground, and the global economy. That's the biggest lie you can tell. This is the biggest blunder that I've seen in my life so far. Now, I hope that we end this thing soon. You know what I really want to happen? I don't even care if he lies. If he just gets out of there and pulls out and says and declares victory and says, look, we did what we were trying to do. We destroyed their nuclear capability. We killed the Ayatollah. We killed all these generals, blah, blah, blah. We did what we were trying to do. We're leaving. I don't think that's all true, but I would cheer that on. I would even stroke his ego and say, Donald Trump, you know what? You're amazing. If I was one of his advisors, I'd be like, Mr. Trump, you're amazing. You did an amazing job. Great job. Let's get out of there. Just to get him out of there. So I hope that's what he does, but I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think he's too far entrenched, and what he's going to do now is this thing's going to drag on for a while, and we're going to lose a lot of American lives, and the cost of living, everything, the economy is going to collapse. That's my worst fear. It's headed that way. It's going to get worse for all of us. Food's going to be expensive. Traveling's going to be expensive. Fuel's going to be expensive. Everything's going to be more expensive. And we're going to lose a bunch of American lives for no fucking reason. That's the way I look at it. We should just leave right now. Just get out. Go home. We did what we had to do. Leave. Go home. So. Anyway.
Well, I'm not exactly pro-Israel, but I disagree with your point on, well, it's Israel's problem.
It is their problem.
Well, that's never the way foreign affairs has ever worked, ever.
Again.
Like we weren't involved in World War II. We backed Britain all the same because they were an ally.
This is not World War II.
How foreign, but still just
we started the war, Slim. That's what you don't understand. It's different when somebody else starts the war and you get involved in it. We started the fucking war. Started the war.
Israel and the rest of the Middle East been lobbing missiles back and forth.
Yeah, so let them keep doing it. Why do we have to be involved in that? We're already giving them hundreds of billions of dollars. We're giving them missiles. We're giving them nukes. We're giving them as much support as anybody can give anybody. Why do we have to be the leader in the war? Why do we have to have our warships over there? Why do we have to have our soldiers over there? Let Israel deal with that shit. It's not our fucking problem.
Until it becomes your problem.
It's not our problem.
Problems left alone become bigger problems.
And Slaw is so dumb. He said he was like, well, if somebody would have took out Hitler before, World War II, we wouldn't have had World War II. Iran is not Hitler.
Yeah, you can't even make that comparison.
Well, he did. That's how dumb he is.
But if you ignore problems long enough, they do become a big enough problem that
nobody's coming over here. You know what? Even during World War II, Japan wouldn't come over here. They came over and bombed Pearl Harbor and left, but they never put boots on the ground here. You know why? Because they would have lost.
No, that was the plan.
They would have lost.
Man stopped it,
and you know what?
The
The only reason Germany lost the war, honestly, is because they were so spread out throughout Europe that they couldn't defend Germany. So Berlin fell. If they would have stayed in Germany, we would have lost.
Actually, if he'd have waited another 2 years before turning on Russia, he probably would have won.
Name a war where the other force was just staying at home and protecting themselves and lost. I guess the only one would be Japan, but they were fighting other places too, and it took 2 nuclear bombs to end that war. But I mean,
yeah, they were, because they were that's why Japan and China don't like each other. A lot of it stems from that.
Yeah. Nobody's coming over here. That's my point. Like we're like this whole idea we got to fight them over there so we don't fight them over here. I just don't buy into that. It's just not true. Nobody's coming over here.
Well, they have multiple times. That's kind of the problem.
Who?
And to act like
who's come over? Who's come over here?
I guess once again, it's like I told you then. I guess 2001 never happened.
You talking about the 9/11?
Yes.
First of all,
and before and since then, like I said, 9/11, and we've talked about this before. In my opinion, if Clinton had dealt with the problem in '98,
I'll tell you this. Just like I said before, how come 9/11 doesn't happen in China? Because China's not fucking with anybody in the Middle East. We're over there fucking with them, and they're mad at us for it. So they do shit like 9/11.
How are we fucking with them in '98?
We have been meddling over there for 50 years, Slim.
So does China. You think China doesn't get involved in Middle East politics?
Not like we do.
In the middle of
it's not politics.
Yes,
we're over there killing people. We got bases everywhere. We are literally in their countries and fucking with them. China's not doing that. Everything they do is diplomatic and business wise. Nobody in the Middle East hates China. They hate us because we're over there fucking with them, starting wars constantly.
How many bases did we have in the Middle East in '98? Let's count them up.
I have no idea.
Oh, that's right. We had one, and it was in Israel.
Well, you know what? In the 70s, the biggest CIA headquarters outside of the United States was, guess where? In Tehran. They were our biggest ally in the Middle East, in Tehran.
Oh, sure. You look at what that was also very different in the 60s.
They got
it was late 60s. If you actually look at the timeline of it, it was late 60s into the early 70s.
They got tired of us meddling in their shit. We caused both the overthrow of their government in the 50s and the revolution in the 70s. We were involved in both of those things. In the 50s, we overthrew the government because they nationalized their oil, and we installed the Shah. In the 70s, and then we went over there and installed the CIA headquarters over there, so that we came out of the rest of the Middle East, and they were our friends. And eventually, they got tired of us meddling in their shit, and they had a revolution and kicked us the fuck out. And we've been their enemy ever since. But if we would never been over in the first place, they'd still be our ally. But no, we can't stay out of there. World police every fucking time. Every time.
Not exactly how that happened. But
it's exactly how it happened.
No, it's not, because
yes,
if you
it
look
is.
at what happened, we got a presence over there in the 60s after the fundamentalists took over the fucking country.
They kicked us out of there when the revolution happened. Again,
yeah, the fundamentalists wanted us to fuck out because they don't like Christians.
They were our biggest ally in the entire Middle East. People don't even realize that. Iran has not been a lifelong foe of the United States. They eventually got tired of us and kicked us out. And so ever since then, we've been trying to go. What people will tell you is
ever since they kicked. Problem right there. Nobody can agree on what actually happened. Because none of us actually know what happened. It depends on.
Yeah, they kicked us out of there because they were tired of us meddling in their bullshit. They wanted their country back. What would you? How would we feel
when the fundamentalists took over power in the country?
Slim, how would we feel if any other country, let's say China, if China had their biggest intelligence agency based in Washington D.C. for 30 years or 20 years, and we're always fucking working. Influencing our government and our society and the way it worked. And eventually we said, you know what? We want to run our own goddamn country, China. Get the fuck out. And then China's like, okay, well now you're our enemy. That's exactly what happened. I mean, we didn't allow Iran to come over here and run their intelligence inside the United States. Why? Because we don't want them here. They don't want us there. It's not. This is like elementary shit. Nobody wants other countries inside their country meddling in their shit. Nobody does, including us. So everyone's, they're terrorists. Yeah, well, they're terrorists to us because we fuck with them all the time. They're terrorists to Israel because Israel fucks with them all the time.
That's just not true, though.
Yes, it is.
Just completely not true. That is completely ignoring the whole fundamentalist side of the argument. That is a group of people that want you wiped off the face of the earth.
Yeah, because we're always fucking with them.
You don't pray to the same God as them.
Do you realize that Israel? Do you realize that Israel wants the entire Middle East wiped off the face of the map? You realize that, don't you? They want
for good reason, because the entire Middle East has done nothing but try and wipe them off the face of the map.
No, they haven't.
Let's not act like this shit's one-sided.
It was both. It's two-sided.
6 countries combined their armies and invaded Israel in the 60s.
All right.
That didn't happen?
Today's world, though, you've got
didn't happen.
All of the Gulf states. You've got the UAE. You've got Qatar. You've got Kuwait. You've got Iraq. You've got Saudi Arabia.
Only been around for like 40 years.
I just named 6 countries. None of those countries want to wipe Israel off the face of the map. They just want to be left the fuck alone. Israel wants to take over all of that area. They're doing it now. They're invading Lebanon. They're in Syria. They're in Iran. None of those countries attacked Israel.
Okay. I mean, it happened whether you like it or not.
They want to expand and take over according to, we always talk about these extreme Muslims and the way they want to fill out the prophecy of the Bible or the Quran. That's what Israel's doing. They want to fill out the prophecy of the Torah or the Talmud or whatever. And they believe that they're entitled to the entire Middle East. That's their land. That's what they think.
That's not true.
That is 100% true.
No, it's not.
They are the most expansionist country in the Middle East.
Israel done
let me ask you a question.
Since becoming a country.
What other country in the Middle East right now is trying to expand outside of their country lines and take over other land? There is no other country that's doing that. It's just Israel. It's just Israel's doing that.
They have done nothing but give up territory. That is just factually incorrect.
No, it's not.
Yes. God damn, you talk about slaw reading propaganda. Get off of it.
Who have they given up territory to?
Gaza was not a thing post World War II when Israel became a country.
So you're telling me you're telling me that Palestine didn't exist then? You're telling me that Palestine didn't exist then?
No, it didn't.
Yes, it did.
Gave up land. They gave up Gaza to them.
Buddy, you're just wrong.
That is a fact.
Buddy, you are just wrong about that. Palestine existed before Israel got there. Yes, it did. Who cares? It's been this way all my entire life. Why are you mad now? I'm mad because we're over there involved in it. That's why I'm mad about it. I don't care what they do over there. That's my point. They've been fighting this war for thousands of years. Why are we involved in it? It's not our fight.
Yeah, until they show up on our doorstep again.
They showed up on our doorstep. Never happened. Never will.
Okay, it never happened.
And if it does try, let them try. They would lose so. You know how Donald Trump's like they'd lose so quick. We beat them so quickly. That's a lie. If they came over here, they would lose so quickly it wouldn't be funny. if we actually, protected our own shores instead of fighting wars everywhere else, nobody would come over here. Nobody goes into China. Nobody goes into Russia. Nobody would come in the United States. Same thing.
Well, there's not another military in the world that has the capability of ours.
Exactly.
So it would never be a military thing. It would be more bombings, more flying planes into buildings.
Nobody would come over here and do anything to us.
No military would, because there's not a military capable of it in the world. Not even China's military is capable.
So, all right, so let's trade, 20,000 American soldiers' lives for 3,000 American lives in the World Trade Center. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, you're definitely not a businessman if you think that's worth it.
No, but once again, I do agree with the point that you disagree with. Better over there than here.
No. Yeah, you're right. We do disagree.
And that's fine.
You can say that about a lot of. Why aren't we invade? And all these people who pretend to be humanitarians. Well, Iran, I see how they treat their people, and they killed so many people in a protest. Blah blah blah. Do you know what they're doing in North Korea right now? I mean, there's been a genocide going on in North Korea for 40 fucking years. These lifelong slave camps, people starving. What the situation in North Korea is way worse than Iran. We don't fuck with North Korea. Why? Why? Answer the question. Why don't we fuck with North Korea? Why haven't we gone to war with North Korea? Why haven't we gone to war with North Korea?
We did.
Recently. In the past 50 years. Because it's essentially worse now than it was then when we actually did go to war with them. We actually didn't go to war with them. We went to war with South Korea. But anyway, why haven't we gone and tried to overthrow North Korea's government today? Since they're committing all these atrocities. Way worse than Iran's doing.
For the same reason we didn't overthrow them then, because they're backed by China.
Well, Iran's backed by China too, but that's a different story. But the reason we don't...
Let's be perfectly honest about that situation.
The reason we don't, Slim, is because they've got nuclear weapons.
No, that's not the reason.
That's the exact reason. It's the exact reason we don't fuck with China. The exact reason we don't fuck with North Korea.
They haven't had
the exact reason we don't go to war with Russia is because they've got nuclear weapons. And guess what?
That would explain not fucking with them for the past 10 or so years. But that's about it.
We don't fuck with anybody who's got nuclear weapons. And then people wonder why Iran wants nuclear weapons.
That's not true either. We were in a Cold War with Russia who had nukes for 50 fucking years.
Yeah, a Cold War, not a hot one.
Well, and there's a reason. Mutually assured destruction.
Yeah. Why do you think Iran wants nukes? Because they don't want to be fucked with by us, and there is Israel.
No, they'd still get fucked with by Israel. Ain't nothing going to stop all that shit over there.
Well, the difference is Israel's got nukes, Iran doesn't. If Israel shot nukes at Iran and Iran had nukes, they shoot them right back. So Israel wouldn't do it. The same reason we wouldn't shoot nukes at Russia right now or China or North Korea, because they shoot them right back at us.
Going by your logic,
we don't care about
going by your logic. Then Iran has nukes. That's why Israel hasn't shot them at them.
Did you just say Iran has nukes?
I said no. I said going by your logic. I said using your own logic is what I said. Don't try and twist what I say.
Oh, my God.
I mean, that's the only explanation according to your logic.
Yeah, they don't have nukes. But some of their backers do. Russia, China, they do have nukes.
Okay, well, that still kind of folds your logic up like a lawn chair, because if China and Russia are backing them, then why are we fucking with them?
We're not fucking with Russia or China because we'd lose. The same reason that Russia and China don't invade the U.S. because they would lose is the same reason we don't invade them is because we would lose. And the same reason we're going to lose this war with Iran. I mean, it's pretty much that simple.
I mean, I'm still wondering where this logic come from that we're going to lose any war. We've never lost one.
What?
Name one we've lost.
We lost Vietnam. We lost.
We didn't. How you figure?
What?
We bombed them into oblivion, and they cried mercy.
Oh my God. Slim. You're not being serious, are you?
Please use some facts to disprove me. Because the fall of Saigon was like 3 years after the war ended.
I can't. Slim thinks that we won the Vietnam War. Slim, do you think?
When somebody throws up the white flag and asks for mercy, that's usually a pretty fair sign that you won.
You're approaching slaw territory now, bud.
No, it's called I don't use revisionist history.
You think we won the Iraq War?
The war, yes. The whole country building portion of it, no.
All right, so we're there for 20 years, and now it's run by terrorists that hate us again. So do you think we won that war? I mean, we just got in there.
You're never going to build an American-style democracy.
Did we win the Afghanistan war since it's run by the Taliban now? And we're still sending the Taliban money. The same people that were running it when we went in there are still running it. So did we win that?
I don't see by what metric you can say we lost.
Based on the fact that we went in there to wipe the Taliban out, and they're still running the country now when we just pulled out of there.
Once again, why you need to keep a base over there? You're never going to wipe out the idea of people that want.
All right, so we lost Vietnam, we lost Iraq, we lost Afghanistan. We're losing right now in Iran.
Once again, we've never lost a war, and by no metric.
Oh my God!
Have we failed at building countries? Yeah, because you ain't going to in the Middle East.
You sound like Slaw now.
What they're gonna do.
You sound like Donald Trump too. Like we've won. Okay. We've won because I said so. But nothing's changed. Like 5 days ago.
Nothing
5 days ago.
Going to change there. That's the whole thing. I'm not living under the delusion that anything's ever going to change in the Middle East. It's not.
5 days ago, Trump was like, we obliterated their missile capabilities. We wiped out their entire, this is what he said. They go, have you been talking to anybody from Iran? He goes, there's nobody left to talk to. We killed all of them. And then 2 days later, he goes, we're talking to the top guy. So, he goes, when this is all over, we're going to control the Strait of Hormuz with Iran. And they go, well, with who? He goes, well, with the new Ayatollah. So he's admitting there won't be a regime change there. What is the point of fucking being there? He's admitted it. Out of his own mouth. I'm not saying it. He fucking said it.
Good for him. He lies about a lot of shit. I've only agreed with that like 50 times.
So we didn't win. What have we won?
Say shit was over.
What have we won?
You are never going to quash tensions in the Middle East. That's not a thing that's ever
going to happen. Why are we there? I mean, this is like, I keep asking the question that nobody can answer. You just said we can't change what's going on there, so why are we there?
You just don't like the answer.
If we can't change what's going on there, then why are we there?
Because it's still a problem to be dealt with.
No, oh my God. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna have to agree to disagree on this.
We will
because you can't answer this question logically. You just said out of your own mouth. Out of your own mouth. You sound like Donald Trump right now.
You just don't like the answer.
No, it's not. It's because it's not an answer. You said nobody can change what's going to happen in the Middle East, and I say, why are we there? Then.
How many times do you want me to repeat myself?
Why would we be there if we can't change it?
How many times do you want me to repeat myself? How many times do the motherfuckers need to grow a big head, come over here, set off bombs, come over here and
Slim,
do what they're going to do?
If you were dating a girl and she was Slim.
It is a problem you're going to have to deal with for the rest of time.
If you were dating a girl and she was constantly fucking other guys and cheating on you, and you went to her and was like, look, why are you doing this? And she goes, well, you're not going to change me. I'm going to keep fucking other guys no matter what you say. Why would you still stay with her?
And nobody's staying with her. You're missing the whole point.
We are staying with them. Constantly.
Until, as long as there is people over there running shit that want half of the world wiped off the face of the map because they pray to a different god, it is a problem you're going to have to deal with forever.
So we should stay at war with forever then?
No, not at all. My solution to it was you can keep a minimal force at Bagram Air Base and play whack-a-mole forever. Every time they pop their head up, make another little terrorist camp, wipe it out. And then when they build another one, wipe it out. When they build another one, wipe it out. It's a problem we're just going to have to deal with forever as long as there is a group of people, like I said, that want us wiped off the face of the earth because we pray to a different God than them.
Clement's son, this is not the Pigskin Pete channel. This is the Pete podcast channel. This is the Midday show. We don't talk. We do talk about football over here, but that's not what this channel is. So I do have actually a video that I'm going to make about the spring game and what Tom Allen said in particular about entitlement. So look for that. But that won't be posted on this channel. That'll be posted on the Pigskin Pete channel. But having said that, I do have to go though. I just wanted to pop on and make up for today this afternoon when I couldn't be on here and do a stream. But good conversation as usual.
Per usual, as always.
As always, per usual, and what'd you say? As always, yeah.
No. All right, buddy. I'll talk to you later.
All right, man. Talk to you later.
Yes, sir.
There you go. Slim Shady Canes, everybody. Appreciate you guys hanging out. I will be back on Friday on this channel for another edition of this, hopefully at 11 a.m. And yeah, look for, I do have a spring game video popped up, coming up on the main channel about a topic I want to talk about. So look out for that. And yeah, have a great Wednesday. See y'all later.